How does that Aerosmith song go? About being back in the saddle again? I guess not everyone's an Aerosmith fan, but that's okay. I'm not a huge Aerosmith fan. I'm just saying, like, I know that song. Welcome back. Here we go. You are going to escort me on the way home. How's that sound? And we'll talk a little bit about the weekend, about the week. It's Friday, y'all. Friday the 13th. And you know what? It's going to be a good weekend. I'm excited. My daughter is flying up from Alabama. I haven't seen her since around Halloween, so I'm pretty excited about that. The other kids, pretty excited to see her. My other daughter, she's coming home from New Jersey. It's going to be like a family reunion almost. Everyone's going to be in the house. Everyone in my family. All my kids. And my wife. Everyone's going to be there. It's going to be a full house. I feel, like that full house thing again. And for perspective as to what that is, well, I got 6 kids. So a whole house full of kids. You forgot to remind me again. I looked like a goof. Glasses on my head, sunglasses on my eyes. I think you guys just like me looking like a goof with the double glasses. It's like y'all are saying I'm old or something. I am. But, that's okay. It's my responsibility to remember. You're not my mother. You're not the person that's supposed to dress me up in the morning like I'm some kid, right? Right. But come on. Give a brother a hand every once in a while. Let me know. All right, thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you for watching me, whether you're on your couch, your TV, your game system, your computer, your phone, tablet, however you're watching me. Thank you. I appreciate it. You take your time out of your day, out of your week, to tune in, to hear this old guy talk. Is it the beard? It's a beard, right? Yeah. God forbid if I ever had to apply for another job. If I applied for another job and got an interview or something, this beard would be gone. I have no problem, for the right opportunity, sacrificing this beard that it took me all this time to grow. I'd have no problem sacrificing it to try and get a job that I really wanted. What kind of job would that be? I'm not telling you. I'm not telling you. You never know. You never know. But at some point, if you do see the beard gone, you know why. Or maybe I'm just going to a wedding or something else. Some kind of formal ceremony or something. You never know. Gotta keep you guessing. Alright, so it's Friday. It's Friday the 13th, and we are not gonna go down the path of thinking that some hockey masked monster is going to emerge from the swamp or the lake and come get us. So that ain't going to happen. So don't worry. That's, that doesn't mean anything. Friday the 13th, there's a whole story as to why that's considered unlucky, and it doesn't apply to any of us. So don't worry about it. We're good. You're good. We're going to have a great weekend, all of us. I hope you had a great week. I really do. I hope you made a difference, not only in someone else's life, but in your life. I hope that you were productive in whatever you chose to do this week. And really, honestly, I just look back on this week, if you were, and just feel really proud about what you've accomplished. And if you didn't really get much done, and if you didn't make anyone smile, and if you didn't do the things, all the things that I talk about, that's okay too. We got another week. You made it through this week, so that's something to be proud of, right? You made it through. Now, what did we do this week? Well, we did a lot of things. We learned, on this channel at least, we learned about a couple of figures central in the history of the Juniata Valley here in Pennsylvania, right? We learned about a general. We learned, who has a legacy general who was supposedly buried in a cannon, like his ashes. Turned out to be a myth. It wasn't true. It was local lore, just a story. And then we kind of did a cutback to the story last week where we talked about the guys from Lewistown that died at the Alamo, that went to the Alamo. Three of them here from central Pennsylvania that died alongside Daniel Boone in his outfit, the Daniel Boone guys, the Tennessee Volunteers. And we learned about that there is truth to that. There's something that backs that story up, and that is that the love of one of the guy's sisters, Dr. John Purdy Reynolds, his sister, her love for her brother caused her to take the extra money and make sure that there was a monument to her brother in the middle of the cemetery. His body's not there. Santa Ana cremated pretty much all the men that died, which all the men on the Texas side died, except for one. I believe one. I think it was one he let go. I don't remember that for sure, but I think there was one. I forget the story right now. Again, I'm just going off the cuff. But the men who did die there, they were cremated there at the Alamo, so there was nothing left but ashes. So the guy wasn't buried. Purdy Reynolds was not buried in the cemetery, but all his sister had was, all she was able to do was dedicate a monument to her brother, and it's right there at St. Mark's Cemetery. It's beautiful. I find beauty in that. For the most part, that's what we learned this week. There were the two big things that we did this week. Took a walk and saw that spring was starting to begin in the marsh in Center County, in the middle of Pennsylvania. And so if you start to see some green in that area, you pretty much know, spring is coming. It's coming. It's not here yet, but it's coming. So we know that. And if you live in different parts of the country, you probably already know that. Maybe you're in Maine, you aren't seeing much right now. New England states, you guys aren't seeing too much now, but I'll bet you upstate New York, you're starting to see some signs. So that means New England, you guys aren't too far behind. It's coming. So those are the things that we kind of came to this week. Other than that, it's been a pretty laid back week for the most part. I do have to, let's talk about what's coming this weekend. Okay, let's talk about that. On Saturday for sure, I'm gonna put up a POV of something, and I haven't decided yet whether it's gonna be a Disneyland or Disney World ride. I haven't really decided that yet, so I can't really tell you. If I have my way, it's gonna be a Disneyland ride, okay? But I gotta make sure the footage is good enough to put up. I have lots of Walt Disney World footage that I could put up anytime I want. Lots of POV from Walt Disney World, with more to come. And eventually there'll be more Disneyland POVs too. Anytime I do a second dip, it'll be higher quality because I'll have upgraded cameras, so or a different point of view, or a night or day if it's an outside thing, whatever. Okay, whatever. In any case, I'm not really sure yet, but there will be some kind of POV from Disneyland. So we'll see what that is. It'll be short. They're all short, you know, those rides, they don't last very long, right? All right, so that's the POV on Saturday. On Sunday, I am still up in the air. I have an America 250 vlog shot. I don't have it edited. I don't have it put together. I got a lot of things I got to do. So I don't know that that's going to happen for Sunday. It will probably happen later in the month. It is a Civil War battlefield that I went to in Virginia. Different one than the one that we saw on the daily. So, and it's a more involved story for that one. That's coming, but probably not on Sunday. There's too much editing and other things I need to do. I have a Walt Disney World vlog that I've been sitting on. I have two of them, actually. Two of them that I've been sitting on that I haven't put the finishing touches to. They're just kind of hanging out there. One is I have a Fort Wilderness at Walt Disney World, a Fort Wilderness vlog. And then I have at Fort Wilderness at Walt Disney World, you have the option of horseback riding. And my wife, Mrs. Rat, Little Rat, and Baby Rat all did horseback riding last summer at Fort Wilderness. And on Little Rat and Baby Rat, I gave them chest harnesses for cameras and put cameras on them for that. So they rode with cameras the whole time, rode on horseback. And I have POVs of that experience from both of them that I can just switch back and forth. They use my two main action cameras. And at some point I'll put that together, and I'll put it together with a little vlog that I did too on my phone. Or at the same time when they were out on horseback, I went to the ranch there at Fort Wilderness and kind of looked around and recorded some video. So I got all that stuff. I got a lot of things I could put together. I don't know what I want to do. And I think maybe I might take my daughter on a little adventure this weekend, maybe, or we might go somewhere and do something. So I wanted to wait and see if we did something. Okay, that's where I'm at. So if we do something, then that's what it'll be. And I gotta tell you, it'll probably be rail fan inspired. I'm not a rail fan guy. I'm not, as Philly Captain calls them, train dork. I'm not a train dork. I can, talk with people about it. I like the history, especially when it comes to mining and things like that. But that's about the extent of it. So, all right, it's my daughter. She is a rail fan, and she really digs that stuff. So maybe I'll do some rail fan thing. We'll see. Do something, and I'll cover it for the Sunday vlog. And I'm thinking that's what I'll do. If not, in the off chance that that does not happen, then we will do something. You know, I will put up something, you know, something from one of those other previously recorded vlogs, and that'll be Sunday. All right, so that's it. That's what I got. That's the preview for the weekend. That's the review of the week. I have no idea. We're going to be bootstrapping next week because I have no idea what we're going to do, what I'm going to cover, because I'm not really going anywhere. I'll be just very local. We will find something to do and to talk about. So, you know, probably, I imagine Monday will be a walk with the dogs, with one of the dogs. And that'll start out Monday. But that's all weather dependent, of course, right? Okay, so that's going to do it. That's the finishing touches of the week, my friends. Again, I want to thank you so much for coming along. We're going to sign off now, and I hope you have an awesome weekend and day. Dreams, grass, churros. We will see you this weekend, but the daily, weekly vlog next week. See you on Monday.